Christian Wilkins' second opinion drama. Raiders' dirty tactics exposed. The right to seek a second opinion is poised to become a pivotal issue in the ongoing legal dispute involving Christian Wilkins, a former defensive tackle for the Raiders. As the team and Wilkins engage in a legal battle over the legitimacy of voiding his remaining contract guarantees prior to his release, a crucial question arises. Did his foot injury necessitate an additional surgical procedure, and was he obligated to undergo it? At the heart of this matter lies Wilkins' undeniable right to obtain a second medical opinion. According to Article 39, Section 6 of the Collective Bargaining Agreement, CBA, players are entitled to seek a second opinion regarding their medical conditions. This provision stipulates that for the team to cover the costs associated with the second opinion, the consulting physician must be board certified in their area of expertise. Furthermore, the player must first discuss the choice of this physician with the team's medical staff, and the team doctor must receive a prompt report detailing the diagnosis, examination findings, and recommended treatment from the second physician. Importantly, players are allowed to follow the reasonable medical advice provided by their second opinion doctor concerning injury diagnosis, surgical options, and rehabilitation protocols, but only after consulting with the team physician and considering their recommendations. In this scenario, if the Raiders' medical team determined that Wilkins required another surgery to address the Jones fracture in his foot, and Wilkins sought a second opinion that disagreed with this assessment, he would have the right to act on that second opinion. The clarity of the CBA on this issue suggests that the Raiders may have alternative strategies at their disposal. Alternatively, they might have chosen to take a gamble. If they are already liable for his contract, what's the risk in trying to challenge any aspect of his injury or treatment? This approach could apply to any claims related to his foot injury or any other factors they might leverage to minimize their financial obligation to him, which exceeds $35 million, in addition to the nearly $49.7 million he'll already earned. But here's where it gets controversial. Are teams like the Raiders prioritizing financial interests over player health? This situation raises important questions about the balance of power between players and management in professional sports. What do you think? Should players have more autonomy in their medical decisions? Or do teams have a valid interest in protecting their investments? Share your thoughts in the comments. Raiders release Christian Wilkins. NFLPA files grievance. Full story. When a star player's career takes an unexpected turn, it often sparks heated debates among fans and analysts alike. This time, it's Christian Wilkins, the once celebrated defensive tackle for the Las Vegas Raiders, whose release has ignited controversy both on and off the field. The Raiders announced Thursday that they have parted ways with Wilkins, a move tied to his ongoing recovery from a Jones fracture in his left foot, an injury that has become the focal point of this saga. But here's where it gets complicated. Was the decision purely medical, or does it reflect broader tensions between player obligations and team expectations? According to sources close to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Wilkins was released under the designation of a terminated vested veteran, a status that underscores the financial stakes involved. Originally signed to a 4-year, $110 million deal last offseason, Wilkins had $84.75 million guaranteed as part of his contract. However, after undergoing surgery for his foot injury last October, questions arose about his commitment to rehabilitation. By June 4th, the Raiders made a bold move. They voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money on his contract, citing what they described as a failure to maintain his physical condition to play. This decision didn't sit well with Wilkins or the NFL Players Association, NFLPA, which filed a grievance on his behalf Thursday, the final day within the 50-day window allowed by league rules. While the union has yet to publicly comment on the matter, insiders suggest that the grievance process is just beginning. A hearing will likely follow, giving both sides an opportunity to present their case. And this is the part most people miss. These grievances aren't just legal formalities. they carry significant implications for how future contracts are negotiated and enforced across the league. The Raiders framed their decision in stark terms, emphasizing their commitment to excellence both on and off the field. In a statement, the organization stated, "We have decided that it is in the best interests of the organization to move on from Christian Wilkins," adding that there was no clear path or plan for future return to play from Wilkins. For a franchise aiming to rebuild and prepare for a new season, cutting ties with such a high-profile player signals a calculated risk, but one fraught with potential backlash. Wilkins' absence during organized team activities, OTAs, and mandatory minicamp only added fuel to the fire. Although he attended the first OTA practice open to reporters in May, he did not participate actively, lacking even a helmet. Raiders coach Pete Carroll noted at the time that Wilkins was navigating a long and challenging rehab process. Still, when training camp approached and Wilkins landed on the physically unable to perform PUP list, Carroll admitted that his return to the field remained uncertain. Before joining the Raiders, Wilkins spent 5 successful seasons with the Miami Dolphins, where he established himself as a formidable presence on defense. His stand-up performance in 2023 included a career-high 9 sacks, a testament to his skill and determination. Unfortunately, his tenure in Las Vegas was marred by injury, limiting him to just 5 games, in which he recorded 17 tackles, 2 sacks, and 6 quarterback hits before requiring season-ending surgery. So, what does all of this mean moving forward? Is the Raiders' decision justified, or does it set a troubling precedent for handling injured players? Should teams prioritize immediate results over long-term loyalty to athletes who have contributed significantly to their success? These are the kinds of questions that keep fans talking and arguing long after the headlines fade. Where do you stand on this issue? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Patriots consider signing Christian Wilkins. NFL free agency buzz. In a surprising turn of events, Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the New England Patriots, has indicated that the team will engage in discussions regarding the potential acquisition of Christian Wilkins. This Massachusetts native, who was a first-round draft pick, made a notable impact in 2023 by recording 9 sacks while playing for the Miami Dolphins. Recently, Wilkins was released by the Las Vegas Raiders, prompting the Patriots to explore his availability. During a press conference on Tuesday, Coach Vrabel shared, "I think we'll have a conversation. This is pretty new, so I don't have all the information on where Christian is. I've known Christian, having recruited him when he was in high school in Connecticut. So in short, we'll have a conversation." Wilkins began his football journey at Framingham High School before transferring to Suffield Academy in Connecticut, where he earned a 4-star recruit status. ESPN recognized him as the 32nd best prospect in the nation for the class of 2015. Interestingly, Vrabel was an assistant coach at Ohio State during Wilkins' sophomore year. And although Ohio State was among Wilkins' preferred choices, he ultimately chose to play for Clemson. In the 2019 NFL Draft, the Dolphins selected Wilkins as the 13th overall pick. He later signed a lucrative 4-year contract worth $110 million with the Raiders last offseason. However, his time with the Raiders was cut short when the team released him, voiding $35.2 million in guaranteed money due to concerns over his rehabilitation from a fractured bone in his left foot. Reports suggest that the Raiders believed he required additional surgery, which Wilkins was hesitant to undergo. In a statement, the Raiders explained, "We have decided that it is in the best interests of the organization to move on from Christian Wilkins, and he have been informed of his release from the team. This franchise is committed to excellence both on and off the field, with no clear path or plan for Christian's return to play. This decision is necessary for the organization to move forward and prepare for the upcoming season." The NFL Players Association has since filed a grievance on Wilkins' behalf, and the situation is still unfolding. Last season, Wilkins played in only 5 games, recording 17 tackles and 2 sacks, which tied his career low. Prior to this, he had never recorded fewer than 47 tackles in a season. having spent 5 seasons with the Dolphins. Wilkins was a key player on Miami's defensive line. Despite recovering from a significant injury, the Patriots appear keen to discuss the possibility of bringing him on board. Corey Thompson, who covers professional sports for Boston.com, previously reported on college football for the Clarion Ledger in Jackson, Mississippi, before joining team in 2022. Stay informed and get all the latest updates delivered directly to your inbox every morning by signing up for the Today newsletter.